So you think that Bradley Birkenfeld should just not go to jail and should be given 30, 40, 50, 60, $70 million?
Well, let's put it this way. Putting Bradley Birkenfeld in jail will be one of the biggest mistakes the United States can make, and it will hurt every taxpayer because you will lose access to other Bradley Birkenfelds who will bring to our Treasury billions and billions of dollars, both immediately and in the future. So putting him to jail would be the biggest mistake. In terms of the reward, that's the second half. How are you going to get other international bankers, participants, to come forward and tell us about these schemes?
When Mr. Birkenfeld came forward and gave you this in, why didn't you give him immunity? I mean, here you had somebody who was handing you, presumably, the keys to the kingdom.
Well, it certainly wasn't the keys to the kingdom. When Mr. Birkenfeld came in, he offered us some information. We gave him limited immunity, which allowed him to make a proffer, tell us what he knew. In exchange, we wouldn't use that information against him. But he also said, well, he said, I have a lot more information, but I'm not going to tell it to you until you give me immunity. And that's something, it's the sort of basics of being a prosecutor, which is you're not going to buy a pig in a poke.
Did your investigators believe that Birkenfeld was telling them everything he knew?
We were certain that he wasn't telling us everything he knew. In fact, he told us that it wasn't everything he knew, and at his sentencing hearing, his lawyer admitted that he wasn't forthcoming with us. And in particular, he didn't tell us about his own involvement at all.
If he hadn't done anything wrong, why would he need immunity?
That's a question prosecutors often ask. But again, had Mr. Birkenfeld come in and with his proffer said, here is everything I know, at that time we would have considered him for full immunity. And as we said at his sentencing hearing, if he had come in with everything he knew, including his own conduct, we think there's a very good chance he wouldn't have been prosecuted at all.